As someone that has ridden out on circuit, I'm not even going to say raced, you realise quite quickly that British Superbike riders are just made of different stuff.
You've got to be fully committed, focused, fitness is key.
You've got to be determined.
A lot of dedication, hard work, probably a little bit of arrogance.
Is a balance of the right characters.
Focused, ruthless.
You know you're already on the limit in that corner, you just got to fucking send it.
As long as the balance is in your favour, you don't have to have all of the pure qualities to an exact measurement. It's having a balance that works out for you.
You've got to be patient as well.
To be an athlete, you have to dedicate your life to one thing.
Be open, happy, enjoy yourself. That's a big thing. And just be ready to risk a lot.
Our limits and their limits are poles apart. Poles apart.
These guys mean business.
Coming from a place like Snetterton to Knockhill, you could not get two circuits that are further apart, and not just in terms of location. If you were to look at a circuit map on a piece of paper, you're going, oh, boss that. This place is different. It's so technical. The undulations, wheels coming off the deck over the start-finish straight, doing 150, 160 miles an hour, and then just dropping it into turn one. It always throws up something a bit different, Knockhill.
Guess who's back? Coming back to BSB has been quite nice, I have to say. Like, everyone's been quite open arms, a lot of smiles when they see me. And it's been great coming back, even the drive up here, just driving up, got the baby, the wife, got a few things in the van. And then I crossed the border and it started raining. And I said to my wife, Scotland just does not change. So here we are in Knockhill, chucked in the deep end on a cold, wet and windy Knockhill.
Obviously, the main thing is that Glenn's recovery is coming on really well. He's back home, he's making really good progress, so the priority is obviously him. It's really difficult to get a standing rider. It's not something you think you ever have to do, but ultimately when something like this happens, you have to strike pretty quickly. So yeah, I called Scott and fast forward a few days and here we are. So yeah, it's been hard, but yeah, I'm really chuffed to have him back. He's slotted in really nicely, like he never left, but this time he's got a wife and a baby in tow, so yeah, it's good.
Redding's back. Yes, my babby. That's exactly what he will say. First of all, get well soon, Glenn. We miss Glenn, we love Glenn, we can't wait to see him back. But the introduction of Redding Power himself, oof, he's good, isn't he?
It's always great to have someone like that come back, a former champion, to see how he goes. We miss Glenn, obviously, but it's going to be really interesting to see how Scott gets on. He will come here and just try and enjoy himself and have fun, but Scott's a winner. If he gets on the podium, it would be really something special because the game's moved on since he won the title here.
We've had free practice Friday, it's great, and we like to see what happens in that. Storm Stacey, fabulous, fastest. He was threatening this. Whenever it was going to be rainy, he was going to be fast.
A completely different weekend to Snetterton. Obviously with the surfing yesterday for PR stuff for BSB and Knockhill, it I think definitely gave me an advantage being around water, ready for going, because it was like surfing out there today. This morning I was just kept pushing, wasn't getting any movements, no moments or anything. And then even on that lap I did, I felt I could even go faster again. It's so weird, but the BMW gives a feeling that's like it's not going, but then if it does go, I'm going to have a big one. Because the minute I can get it on and get it down, it rips out of every corner and get it on and get it down. But there, I'm flirting with the power trying to get it on and it just goes. It's not letting me get it in.
He has got a bike which delivers more grip from him now. He feels confident. You can see the fires in the belly. Bradley today, not that he was struggling, I just don't think he wanted to risk too much.
Yesterday I was quite steady in the first one. Basically I haven't rode a BSB bike in the rain since 2021, so it's been a long time. So yeah, we're steady away, maybe a little bit too steady. I sort of had to have a word myself in FP2. I started coming round and I saw P13 and I was like, right, Brad, what are you doing? You need to sort of sort yourself out here.
Still not a lot better now. Maybe it's the disc. I
didn't really have a good feeling. The bike weren't speaking to me. And then I thought, right, I need to push on. I need to get lap time. I need to get through to Q2 and find a better rhythm. And I found that, and the faster I went, the more feeling I got from the tyres, the more comfortable I felt, the more relaxed I felt, and the easier lap time came.
There are so many other people that you can throw in the mix. Kyle is getting stronger as the season's gone on. He's jumped up a place in the championship at every round.
The objective was obviously to try to get through to Q2 and ride better in the wet. I managed one of them. I was a lot faster in the wet than what I was last year, but unfortunately just missed out on a top 12 spot. So wasn't too bothered. I was kind of happy, but not at the same time. And yeah, knew we had to go through Q1, so just reset, start the weekend from there. And it said it was going to be dry, so I was pretty confident that I could get through Q1.
But then you've got the Ducatis, you've got Rory, this is home. Really think he's going to want to puff his chest out here.
I always like coming home. It's nice being back up at Knockhill. You know, after the run of form we've had of late on the Cheshire Moulins Ducati, it's been nice to kind of come into this round on a high. You know, I know where we've been. I know how kind of consistent we've been towards the top 5 in the last couple of races, and it's it's filmed me kind of with quite a lot of I think momentum.
I really think it's going to be a proper mix-up, and having Scott back, Scotty Too Hotty. He's a former champion. People expect him to come here and do well.
I started on the Superbike era with nothing, so it was good. But now I know how hard a Superbike you can ride it in Worlds. So now I'm stepping back. Every time I relax and go into autopilot, I do a freaking handstand. And I'm just thinking, oh, I'm down. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, up. Oh, I'm down. Oh, no, I'm not.
Had it out of 6. Had it out of 8. Had it out of 9.
Okay.
Just like that, building.
Yeah. I just let go. Okay. More filling from the front. Okay. Let's just check pressure and stuff. Do you want to say hi there about changing that?
Second session was a lot better for me, but I had to kind of go through that and kind of set the bike up a little bit, because that's just Glenn's setting, trying to set up a bike, relearn a track, understand the weather, no electronics, did some big fat wheelies over the start and straight finish because there's no anti-wheelie. So you got to switch on all the time. It's like bang, bang, bang.
And what is there, just under 0.6 of a second covering 15 riders? I mean, that is nothing, absolutely nothing. The slightest error just could cost you 10 places. It's as simple as that.
They got 66 laps out of Scott Redding today. 66 laps. He done more laps than anybody else around Knockhill's racing circuit. He's going to go through Q1. He will get into Q2. And I think he could be a front 2-row type of guy. We saw him doing some great stuff in the wet here. And Scott Redding just doesn't care. He will wind it on. He will do the business. It's going to be interesting. Q1, very interesting. We had a whole group of riders who were capable of being in Q2 straight away, but had to battle through from the intense part of Q1. And that can make or break your weekend. We saw Kyle ride, who should have been straight through, come to the front and showed a degree of calmness as well, with a blistering lap straight away, and then parked it in the pit lane. And Scott Redding as well stepped up, as we've seen him do all weekend.
2.5 minutes left of the session. Kyle rides leads and in pit lane. This is Scott Redding, currently third and perhaps not feeling 100% safe in P3 to go through.
I think, I don't want to say, but I will do, is reasonably safe.
You can see purple sector, bottom of your screen there. Just lost a tiny bit of time into sector 2, of course, naturally. Short sectors here, into the hairpin.
It was not easy. I finished third, so I was right on the cusp of going, but I'm trying to get up to speed as well and understand the bike and the throttle connection. And then when I went through to Q2, it was a little bit easier for me again.
To see Redding go through, the comeback kid, impressive, very impressive, and it was only going to get better from there on in. Qualifying in Knockhill, especially Q2, the Bandero Cafe shootout, is one of the most important parts of any rider's weekend here.
I don't know, Michael. How many race wins have you?
I don't want to boast about it. And pole position.
A quarter of an hour this session to decide pole position. Bradley Ray then, the championship leader, number 28 on the Raceways Yamaha, drops down into turn 1, coming here, riding the crest of a wave.
Qualifying was good. I felt quite confident going into it. Had a good dry session before, and put a banker lap in, had a lap off, and then I wanted to go again.
So Ride goes quickest with a 47.5, a tenth quicker than he went a moment ago. 47.393 now for Bradley Ray then, puts him on provisional pole.
Was green on the dash, was up in both sectors and went into the last corner, and if it was any other lap I would have just run on or ran a little bit deep, but it was qualifying, I was up, I wanted to finish the lap and I just squeezed the front brake a little bit too much just to try and get the last bit of steering and...
And he's down. What? Well, that's not something you see every day. That's a collector's item in 2025. Bradley Ray crashing at the hairpin.
Just took a little bit really in the middle of the corner and tucked the front and went down, but all fine, picked the bike up, went back in the garage, checked the bike over, absolutely fine, went back out, and the lap time I did before was enough to get pole. So it's important round Knockhill to be at least on the front row because it's a difficult place to pass. But yeah, qualifying was good, and I was happy with the pace that we had.
He just knows how to get the job done at the right time. And it's just so crucial. Fair play to Kyle because he only got really one stab at it.
Yeah, qualifying was fine, did 2 laps and then went out in Q2 on the same tyre from Q1 just to do a banker lap, and then the engine decided to not work after 1 lap. So luckily I did 1 lap and that was enough to put me on the front row, so it was good qualifying.
And Rory as well, you know, really important for him. He's coming, you know, Rory, and it's all going to come from the foundations that he is building now.
I think we've got to take things realistically. You know, at this point in the season, what we're looking for as a team, it's a new bike for myself, it's a new bike for the team to work with. If we can be top 5 every race, that's what we're aiming for. You know, we're wanting to be getting the top 5s under our belt, getting closer and closer to the front. And if podiums present themselves, then we'll take them. But you know, at the minute, we're just gonna work into the bigger goal and trying to just progress our way through the season.
Bit jumpy out of Taylor's hairpin there for Rory.
Yep. Obviously trying to squeeze every little bit of speed you can.
Once upon a time it was Rory's going to go well, he'll knock on the door of the podium, we'll get to Knockhill, he'll pick up a trophy, and then, you know, we'll move on to the next round. Now it's this circuit, Rory's fast. He's fast here, he's fast there. Trophy, 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 and it's building. So yeah, that was good to see.
The hometown fans get exactly what they came for. Maybe not a pole position for Rory Skinner, but another front row start for Rory Skinner and an improvement for the Cheshire Moulding TS Ducati team.
Of course, the podium at home would be nice in front of the home crowd, and yeah, I've had a lot of people say to me today already that they're expecting to see me on the podium later. But yeah, you know, we're working through things as a team, we're working through it methodically, and yeah, as I said, if a podium presents itself, we'll be putting ourselves right in the mix for it, and you know, we'll see what we can do.
I think the shuffle of the grid is fairly regular when we get wet conditions. You know, that's been the same all out through my career. In the World Championship it was the same. You know, when it was wet, you would see different names in different places. It was almost a bit of a surprise of, oh, what are you doing up there, and also what are you doing down there? You know, it's names you get used to often, you know, find a different position.
Honestly, didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, when we went to the grid, it was a bit nerve-wracking, to be honest. It was like, is the rain going to come? Is it not? Is it going to be dry for the race? Is it going to be sprinkling? The track it wasn't wet, but there had been a bit of rain downpour 5 minutes, literally as pit lane open to go to the grid. So yeah, we stuck with slicks, as most people did. I think everybody did, and we knew it was a dry race, so we thought, may as well go slicks. If it's going to start raining, they'll stop it.
Knockhill is always exciting going into turn 1 because it's a really short spurt from the lights going off, and then they just drop down into turn 1. So you're always looking for some blockbuster action, and it didn't disappoint.
Eyes on the lights here at Knockhill, and away we go. Good start from Kyle Ride and from Rory Skinner away from the lights, but it's a short run down to Douglas Dip. Brad Ray does not get the start he wants. It's P1 for Kyle Ride, sporting the number 1. Brad Ray slots into second, Rory Skinner third.
Saturday didn't really go to plan. I feel like I'm extracting the most from the package and not getting out of it what I hoped I would get out of it. And I know that as a result of that, I'm overriding or just riding in the wrong way, because things rarely get better when you override, they usually get worse. My race yesterday didn't last very long, it lasted all of 3 corners.
That's Scott Redding up into 4th place, a really good start from him. He's up ahead of Storm Stacey.
Oh,
that's Christian Liddon, I think.
Yeah,
He's gone
that's
down.
Christian.
It was the first race I felt on par, if not better than Brad at the start. I could tell he was saving a bit of a tyre, but we all was. And I felt really good on the bike. I thought this is my time to, even if I don't come second still, but I felt like I could have a go at winning.
Kyle and Rory attacked straight away, which I was sort of expecting, because they could see from maybe the the pass race, I like to get away at the start and set my own rhythm.
Got a really good start off the front row of the grid, right in the battle with Kyle and Brad, and just kind of went with it. Tried to remain relaxed. 30-lap race. It's a short lap round Knockhill, but 30 laps any place. It does go on for a while.
Shame to see Christian go down. I think Danny Kent got caught up in that as well, which hindered his progress. But yeah, the two Yamaha boys at the front going for it with Rory there. I did think Storm was going to get properly stuck in.
But it's Kyle Ride then on the Nitrous Competitions OMG Yamaha that has the lead early on.
Yeah, if you look at Clark's, nobody was taking a lot of curb there on the change of direction. That's quite wise. I think you'd let somebody else do it first. Don't want to get caught out. If there's any damp patches held on that paint.
Into Taylor's hairpin for the first time, and now climbing uphill over the lumps and bumps on the start-finish straight. What a great start from Kyle Ride. He leads from Brad Ray.
Brad Ray had to fight. He had to get his elbows out and he had to dig deep.
Oh, hang on. He had some good drive through the chicane there, and he sits up Kyle Ride and goes through to take the lead.
I could see the pace was dropping off a little bit at the front, and I knew I could do a little bit more.
Yeah, clean move that. Can Kyle attack back into the hairpin, slightly defensive on the approach? Brad Ray leaving it very, very late to brake. He manages to pull that up brilliantly.
Yeah, I thought once he hit that little bump there and got the rear lift in, he might run a little bit wide, but not.
They were hacking lumps at each other around this Knockhill circuit. There was big overtakes in places that you would expect and maybe you wouldn't expect it to happen.
He closes in, of course, the two Yamahas up ahead. Have just done battle and a lunge there from Kyle Ride. He will run slightly wide, but will he hold it? Yes, he will. Nice.
Just tried to play it smart in the first few laps, and yeah, kept with the two front boys. And from there, I got a sniff at the lead, and I thought, you know what? We'll give this a go.
Fast left-hander on the approach
Here
now to the hairpin, and Rory Skinner has got the inside line, and Brad Ray knew he was coming.
Yeah, he did. Give him a little bit of room there on the turning.
And I think we all had a bit of a rose glasses moment halfway through the race when Rory Skinner slithered into the front and looked good.
Your leading trio go past. There's Stacey in fourth.
Yeah.
And Scott Redding as Rory Skinner thinking about the move.
Yeah.
He's going through and he sits up Kyle Slater. He holds his line wonderfully.
Yeah. Kyle just saw enough of Rory to give him the room he needed there.
Trying to get back past Rory on cutback, and I don't think he's going to have the legs, but he's going to lunge up the inside, into turn one. Rory Skinner here will have the home crowd off their seats.
Had to bide my time a little bit, got through on Kyle when he went a little bit wide at the hairpin.
And Kyle Ride has decided now is the time to go. Remember, he's gone way too deep.
Really wide now. It's unlike Kyle, he's that normally pretty accurate.
I was a bit gutted towards obviously the last 10 laps. I lost that to Brad a little bit with just not even pure speed, but just the pace.
I didn't feel like the pace was anything too nuts at the beginning, so I thought, I think I can lead this at this pace. So went out front, did a little bit, could see the black cloud coming in over the hill, and thought 2/3 of 30, it's 20 laps. So as we're coming into 10 laps to go on the pit board, I was watching it, and the black cloud was coming in closer and closer.
Kyle Ride looking aggressive there, right on the tail of Brad Ray, who makes his move on Rory Skinner and shoves him wide, and Kyle Ride comes through as well.
Brad got me. He got me that little tight move on me at turn 3, and yeah, you know, it was harsh, but it was fair, and it's racing. You know, I'm not going to be one to complain, because it's you know, we'd all do the same thing in that situation.
And at that point, I had to put the hammer down.
Reasonably harsh, that.
Quite a cheeky one, that.
It was
from
a
Brad
cheeky
Ray.
one, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
And over 4 laps, effectively, he won that race once he got to the front.
Job done.
Yeah.
7 out of 8 it was. 7 out of 8 was great. Well, what about this? 8 out of 9 is just fine. Brad Ray takes glory. It is win number 8.
Credit to Kyle and Rory for their part in that, but that was a champion's performance.
The podium was set with the top 3, but the mid-pack battle, if you want to call it that, for 4th place, Storm Stacey, Tommy Bridewell. Remember Scott Redding working his way in and out that pack. He was up, he was down, he was in, he was out.
Again, I'm not riding fully relaxed because I'm not hitting all my lines perfect. So if I could run more easy, it'll be easier for me and easier for the bike. But I just haven't had the time to get up to speed correctly. I'm kind of just being a bit of a chopper and just doing it as fast as I can.
And for us to qualify 6th and then finish the first feature race in 4th place is a real testament to him, but also the team that he has around him.
For Sunday at Knockhill, it is a bit red versus blue. You've got Redding in the red corner with Kyle Ride, and then you've got Brad and I guess Rory in the blue corner. Very much weather dependent for me, how this goes. If it's damp or wet, it's game on. Anything could happen. This could be spicy.
It's round 4 of Bennetts BSB for 2025 and a 20-lap sprint coming up. Race 10 of the season and the first wet race of the year. 20-lap sprint coming up, that's just over 25 miles. Eyes on the lights. And we're underway. Good start from the second row there for Storm Stacey, number 79. There he is, shooting through to the inside line, but it will be Brad Ray from pole that leads them through turn 1, down into Duffer's Dip from Kyle Ride, Rory Skinner third, Storm up to 4th.
Starting pole, you don't really understand the grip levels. You obviously know what lap times you were doing in practice, but the conditions were different.
As Brad Ray tries to get into his groove early on.
Yeah, Fraser's up another one as well.
Yeah, number 89, Fraser. We'll keep our eye on him. Storm Stacey's already up into 3rd then, remember, fastest here on Friday.
Well, race 2 is kind of tough, to be honest. First lap, I didn't get a bad start, and I was kind of in the mix, and then I came out of Clark's to go down on the run down to the hairpin, and I spun it up, and I dropped back to 4th, and I was looking to line up Kyle into the hairpin on that lap, and just let Brad get away. I had to then deal with Storm and Kyle.
Brad Ray leads across the line for the end of lap 1. Storm Stacey already pulling up the inside of Kyle Ride, getting into his groove now. Up to P2 is Storm. Rory Skinner now, a nice move up the inside of number 1, Kyle Ride, but on the cutback, Kyle trying to challenge, but will he get up terms with that Ducati? It doesn't look like it.
Kind of put me on the back foot there in race 2, and it was frustrating because once I got past Storm, I started closing the gap a little bit to Brad.
They are good. Yeah. He's able to hold a line so well, isn't he? Oh, a bit of a twitch on exit though for Skinner. That will perhaps invite Storm back, although he closes the door on him a little bit onto the start-finish straight. Rory Skinner's got that inside line. These are two tall riders on their British Superbike machines, but Skinner is up into 2nd. Let's see if he can now reel in Brad Ray at all.
When the track was wet, I knew that I had some strong pace, and then just after that, it was it was hard just to match Brad when the track was getting a little bit greasy.
As Danny Kent goes through there on Kyle Ride, brilliant move there from Kent. He moves up into 5th spot.
Yesterday's race was not ideal, obviously, with the incident with Christian. I dropped back to 20th, and then my goal was just to try and improve. It was never going to be easy starting on the 4th row, especially around Knockhill, where really there's maybe 3 at most passing opportunities. And like I said, the team gave me a mega bike. I had so much confidence on the front end, and into turn 3 was where I was doing most of my passes.
It's Ray from Skinner from this battle here in 3rd. Storm Stacey versus Tommy Bridewell for the remaining podium spot.
I felt like we had unlocked perhaps where the bike wants to be. But the conditions here have made it harder for sure, because it's a weird thing to say, but the bike, I can't get to go forwards. You know, it either wants to wheel spin or wheelie. Whilst it's doing all that, my competitors are pulling away from me.
Here comes Tommy, and forced, do you see that? He just forced Storm off. He got up the inside, took the dry line off Storm and forced him. Well, that's exactly the right thing to do.
Brad just showed once again what a class act he is, because what he did was really incredible. He just did what Brad does.
He equals the record for most wins in a season. Bradley Ray is on top of the world. He wins race 2 here at Knockhill.
Yeah. But they can just turn it like that, you see. I can't do that. That's the trouble.
That's that reference lap on the dash for warm-up. And the first line lap, it just went green through like the whole thing. I was like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah, so 55, 0, 9, 1.5, 1.8, 2.2, 2.6, 3.3. And Rory started to come back a bit. But then you went back to 51.8, my low thing, and then you just stretched it out.
Yeah, because when I saw that happening, come back down, I thought, right, it's coming back, but the track was like nearly bone dry. I thought he's not going to make up that amount of time.
Yeah.
He was just spinning and spinning and spinning.
Thank you.
Going into race 3, I suppose the big question is, can anyone stop Brad? Is it going to be 9 on the spin? But it was carnage. The rain started coming down really hard.
I know, that's upset you, isn't it? Upset you.
It's absolutely tipping down here in Knockhill, Scotland. It's round 4 of Bennett's BSB, the third and final race of the weekend here at Knockhill in Scotland. Who will reign supreme here in the rain? Eyes on the lights, top left corner, and away we go. Good start from Rory Skinner, second there. Really good start again from Storm Stacey. Fraser Rogers getting his elbows out with Andy Irwin in the approach to turn 1. Getting the whole shot though is Scotsman Rory Skinner.
Race 3, part 1. Great start Skinner, great start Ray, Storm Stacey. Red flag comes out.
We do have a red flag for exactly what we just mentioned.
Exactly,
for climatic
yep.
conditions.
Yep.
You don't chance it. And I think the series director, race director Stuart Higgs made the perfect call. Bring everybody in, let the cell pass, and we'll go racing again when it's a little bit nicer. And that's exactly what we did.
Well, we're now within 5 minutes to the pit lane reopening, 25 laps race distance, quick start procedure. We started, it was just as we were going on the green flag laps, it was like the Knockhill tap just got turned on that little bit more again. We've got this weather window now of about sort of like 45 minutes, so we should be in a good shape. So, yeah, disruptive, but, I want to play safety first.
Here we go then, the third race of the weekend. It's eyes on the lights here in BSB. And another good start for Rory Skinner, and another good start for Storm Stacey as well. And Skinner might just get the whole shot once again. He's got the inside line and does go into P1, into turn 1. Good start from Kent as well. He's 4th. Fraser Rogers up to 5th. Andy Irwin 6th.
Out we go again on track. We're doing our thing. Great start again for Rory Skinner. Great start for Brad Ray.
Here comes Christian up the inside of Danny Kent. Clean move that and made the corner. Lovely.
I was feeling good, comfortable. Built up a little bit of a lead to Brad when he was like reeling me in, and I would stretch it a bit, and he'd reel me back in, and yeah, we were kind of battling it out, and then yet again, red flags come out.
Blaze Baker's in trouble here. Bike in the middle of the circuit as well, and that's at the hairpin. We've got a red flag.
So we was in the box for the third time, and then they done the grids a little bit different. So I was second on the grid, Rory was pole.
That was 2 for 2 that had been red flagged, and I thought that I had a good go in. So yeah, going into that final restart, I was yeah, I'd done the hard work twice, and I was like, right, we've got to do it again.
I had everything thrown at me today, the red flags, the weather, everything, the restart, and I thought, so I'm going to have a go.
Lord Stacey, number 79. Away we go, he didn't get a good launch. It's one of the worst starts he's had all season long. And Brad Ray, you just knew it, didn't you? He takes the lead into turn 1, ahead of Rory Skinner.
Brad kind of nudged me a bit into turn 1. I thought, right, turn 3, you nudged me yesterday, you're getting it today.
And is he going to launch a move immediately?
He
Rory
is,
Skinner,
yes.
he is,
Can he
straight
stop
through.
it?
He's a bit wide
Ooh,
on
not
exit.
quite.
Brad Ray will have that inside line. But well done, Rory.
I knew his mindset, I knew what he wanted to do, he wanted to lead, and to be fair to him, he had solid pace.
Not a lot in it, but Skinner still quickest on that last lap.
Bradley Ray, though, James, is not going to stick his neck out too far here and take a big risk. When you've built up, when you've won as many races as he has, and you've built up this big championship lead, you're not going to want to kiss goodbye to 16 points, are you?
My lap time was going green, green, green every sector and every lap, and he was just pulling a 10th here and a 10th there.
And from that point, just go.
Over the line here, though, and increasing his advantage at 51.1.
It was like 51 ones I was seeing on my dashboard, and I was like, we are shifting here.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here comes. Max Cook does move up into 4th, and this will be interesting. It's now Idden and Max Cook 3rd and 4th.
We were scrapping like it was dry.
Whoa, that was cheeky, but
it was cheeky, but fair.
You're
gonna, yeah, exactly. You're going to get that in these conditions.
And he's up the inside into McIntyre's on the tag Honda. Christian Idden, though. Oh, retaliated immediately, and that was brave.
We were scrapping tooth and nail, and we kind of then settled, and then Max showed his wheel, and I thought, nah, you've got to be kidding me. So I had to strike straight back on Max, straight back on Ido, and just put down the best few laps I could, and yeah, enjoyed the race, to be honest. It was good fun.
Fraser Rogers holds that tight line, and the 2 Kawasaki's almost touch as well.
Fair play to Rory Skinner. I mean, I personally believe, and this is just my opinion, that with the confidence that he's got and the form he's showing, He probably, for me, going forward, is Brad's nearest contender right now.
Rory Skinner, what a job he's done, what a job he's doing. The Cheshire Mouldings Ducati rider, he's in full flow at the moment. Home is where the heart is. Rory Skinner wins here at Knockhill, ahead of Bradley Ray. Who's going to take the final podium spot? It looks like TAC Honda are going to have their moment, and so will Fraser Rogers. He's on a BSB podium. Brilliant.
And it's hard not to get excited about seeing a TAC Honda on the podium. Fraser Rogers rode the race of his life. It's as if everything in his world depended on that third place podium.
Just letting it sink in now. To be honest, I was an emotional wreck coming into Parc Fermé and being on the podium. It's all a bit of a blur, but to come where I've come from, snapping both my legs, the operations I've been through, the head injury I had, being out of a ride for 2 years, to come back from very rock bottom, I would say, to get to the Bennetts British Superbike podium is a massive achievement.
An emotional day for everybody at Knockhill. An emotional day for the Skinner family, for Cheshire Mouldings, for Tass, for the commentator as well, because he's a countryman and I like to see him doing well. And I've also seen him grow up from being 6 weeks old. But he rode so well out there over the course of the races, and to go P3, P2, P1, it's not just credit to Rory Skinner, it's a massive credit to his team, the Cheshire Moulding Ducati team. The guys he's got around him give him the opportunity to show what he can do on track.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so tough, but lines keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch mine, please use caution.